Okay, today class we're going to be learning about the Pythagorean theorem. Before we start learning about that, I would like to make sure that you guys remember all of the information about triangles. What are the characteristics of triangles? Can anybody tell me? Yes, Dylan?
They have 180 degrees total.
Yes, they do. Does anybody else? Oh, yes, Jesse?
They have 3 sides.
They do have 3 sides. You guys are both right. There are 3 different types of triangles too. There's an equilateral triangle, which has 3 equal sides, 3 equal angles. There's an isosceles triangle, which has 2 equal sides, 2 equal angles, and a scalene triangle. Can anybody tell me what that is? Yes, Abdi?
No equal angles or sides.
That's right. When you look at a triangle, you also have to look at the angles, what size of angles there are. There's different names for different sized angles. For example, there's acute angles, which are less than 90 degrees. There's obtuse angles, which are, anybody know? Oh, yes, Dylan?
Greater than 90 degrees?
Yeah, they are greater than 90 degrees. And then there's right angles, which is exactly 90 degrees. When we add up all 3 angles of a triangle, it is 180 degrees, as you guys mentioned earlier. And I am going to be focusing mostly on right triangles because that's what the Pythagorean theorem deals with the most. There are many theorems for different types of triangles out there, and the Pythagorean theorem only deals with right triangles, so I'm going to get started with that. The Pythagorean theorem is simply a squared plus b squared equals c squared. C is always the hypotenuse, which is the longest side of the triangle or the side opposite of the right angle of the triangle. And A and B are the other 2 sides of the triangle. This will become useful when we learn about sine, cosine, and tangent later in the class. And I will show you a great example that shows real-life application of the Pythagorean theorem. Does anybody in this class like baseball?
Yeah, I do.
It's good. Baseball is a great sport. This problem deals with a baseball diamond and how far a player would have to throw a baseball to make it to home base. So a baseball diamond is basically squared, so it has 90-degree angles on every corner. And the length from each side is 90 feet. So all of these are 90 feet. And we want to know how far a player on second base would have to throw it to make it to the player at home. So as you can see, this is a right triangle, so we're going to apply the Pythagorean theorem. We're looking for this side, which is opposite of the right angle. So that is side C. That's what we're going to be looking for. So we know that these 2 sides are A and B. So Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So 90 squared plus 90 squared equals c squared. So then you add these both up, which equals 16,200 equals c squared. Then you take the square root of both sides, and you get the square root of 16,200 equals c, which is about 127.92 feet. And to check that your answer is right, you just look at what the size of the sides are on the triangle. As long as the hypotenuse is bigger than the other 2 sides, then the answer is right. So 127 feet is bigger than 90 feet. All right, that's it for the class today. We're going to go over the cheer that I taught you guys earlier. All right, hope you guys remember it. Give me a P.
P.
Give me a Y.
Y.
Give me a Give me an agrian.
Agrian.
What's that spelled?
Pythagorean.
Pythagorean theorem is a simple theorem.
Pythagorean theorem is a simple theorem.
Created by Pythagoras. Now we all can hear him.
Created by Pythagoras. Now we all can hear him.
We use this to find the lengths of sides.
We use this to find the lengths of sides.
If I never used it, I would have cried.
If I never used it, I would have cried.
A squared plus b squared is c squared.
A squared plus b squared is c squared.
Where c is the hypotenuse, or the longest when compared.
Where c is the hypotenuse, or the longest when compared.
Right triangle is what it's for.
Right triangle is what it's for.
Use any other, the answer is thrown out the door.
Use any other, the answer is thrown out the door.
Good job, class.